These cool looking devices mine Dogecoin. They use barely any electricity, like you probably won't even notice it on your utility bill, and they could pay you $900 instantly if you solo mine with them and get lucky. Sound good? Well, let's get into it. Now, first you might want to know, what the heck is solo mining? Well, with a proof of work cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Dogecoin in this case, there is an underlying blockchain. You've probably heard that term. And a blockchain is a chain of blocks. And in the software that runs the whole system, when a block is solved, new coins are created, minted, released into the world, and the people who mine those blocks earn those rewards. And if you solo mine, that means you and you alone with your miner are trying to solve blocks all by your lonesome, which means if you hit a block, if you solve a block with just your little machine, you keep 100% of those rewards. Normally, most people pool mine, which is where you have a bunch of different miners all around the world, and they pool their efforts together so that their chances of hitting a block or solving a block are a lot bigger, a lot greater. You're way more likely to get paid out on the weekly or daily. So it's way tougher to solo mine. But again, if you get lucky, well, then you get some outsized rewards. And the cool thing is, as you mine Dogecoin, you can actually merge mine. So you're not just mining Dogecoin, you're actually mining Doge plus Litecoin plus like 15 other cryptos. And what's cool about solo merge mining is that your chances of mining Doge might be lower, but your chances of mining one of the other 15 might be higher. So you're more likely to get some kind of payout. So now the question is, what the heck are these things that I'm holding? Well, this right here is the Hammer Miner DC02. And this is a very small little home solo Scrypt miner. And it looks even smaller because I do have ginormous hands. But it is a very tiny little device. And if you keep watching this video, I will actually tell you how to get one of these for free in just a little bit. So this thing mines Scrypt, which again is the mining algorithm for Dogecoin, but also Litecoin and a bunch of other cryptos out there. It consumes about 25 watts of power. There's the power jack right there. There's an included power adapter as well, which is very small amount of power. Again, you won't even notice that on your electricity bill. And this mines at 105 mega hash. It's a super easy setup. Again, the power supply is included, as is this cool 3D printed stand right here. So it can sit upright on your table, desk, shelf, or wherever the heck you want to put this thing. And this connects to the internet via Wi-Fi. So the only cable you need is to plug it in to a wall outlet. And again, a little later in the video, I'll show you how to get one of these for free. But speaking of free, if you buy one of these right now, you can actually get one of these, which is a Bitaxe to solo mine Bitcoin, normally 150, 180 bucks for free. There's a great little combo going on that I will tell you more about in just a bit as well. Now, for the Hammer Miner DC06, which is still pretty small overall compared to my face, hello, but it is considerably bigger than the Hammer Miner DC2, but still a very suitable home miner. This one, of course, has a much bigger heatsink and fan on it, and it's very quiet when you run it at lower speeds. This also comes with the stand, which slides out, and then you can just check out the miner here. This one's also a Scrypt miner, so Dogecoin, Litecoin, and a bunch of other ones. This one consumes about 4 times as much power as the DC2 at 105 watts. Still very small. At my electricity rate, that's like $8 a month. This one mines at 330 mega hash a second. Again, super easy setup, power supply and the stand included. And this one also connects via Wi-Fi, or what's cool about this one is it's big enough to have an Ethernet port on here. So if you put this near a router or a switch or something, this one's even easier to set up because it will instantly show up on your network and you just navigate to the IP address with none of the Wi-Fi connection shenanigans. But both of these devices have a screen up at the top, which I will show you light up and boot up here in just a bit. Have the power jacks, place for the fan plugs in, and some other lights and doodads here because it is an exposed circuit board, which is pretty cool. Now, I think the next thing we need to talk about is if you're gonna mine with this thing at home and you're gonna solo mine, what are your actual chances of getting a payout? Well, let's look at that. And the first thing I want to look at is right here on CoinGecko, which is Dogecoin. And if you solve a Dogecoin block, you will earn 10,000 Dogecoin, which today is worth $918. And again, that is how, if you are successful, if you get lucky with one of these, you will instantly make 900 bucks worth of Doge. Because as soon as you solve that block, the wallet you have plugged into this thing, which is your own personal wallet, hopefully, will get that 900 bucks worth of Doge immediately. Now, as far as your chances of doing that, we can go here to this solo Doge mining calculator, and if we change the calculator here to mega hash per second, and we put in the DC02 of 105 mega hash per second, you can see that each day you have a 1 in 19,000 chance of hitting a block, which, as I said, is not super likely. It's very tough to do. However, 1 in 19,000, that is like exponentially greater than playing the actual lottery. Basically, I'm saying there's a chance. Yeah! And the DC06, which is at 330 mega hash per second, that one has a 1 in 6,000 chance. So again, pretty small chances, but it is possible with Bitcoin and these little things. People hit blocks last year like 10 plus times, which for Bitcoin, that's 3.125 Bitcoin worth $200,000 today, or nearly $400,000 at its all-time high. So in exchange for a few watts of running one of these at home, you could get a pretty decent and hefty payout. So the next big question is, why would you want to buy one of these? Well, first off, I think these things are super cool. When I first saw this little one, the DC02 at Mining Disrupt, which is the world's biggest Bitcoin mining conference last year, I immediately was gravitated towards it, and I immediately thought it was such a cool device because solo Doge miners are pretty rare, especially ones that are in this configuration. So I think it's super cool. I think this is a really fun thing to get and try, and a fun hobby to get into. And if you want to like learn how to do mining, crypto mining, this is a really great way to do it because one, they're not very expensive. 2, they're relatively easy to set up. But 3, they do allow some tinkering and some geekier stuff to let you go deeper down the rabbit hole. So these are super great to learn crypto mining on without going into debt or anything. Plus, if you're somebody who has really cheap electricity or free electricity, well, then these are even better because then you could even pool mine with them and get regular payouts on the weekly. Or if you have solar on your house and you have free electricity that way, that's a great way to use these devices. Or I think something like this is such a cool thing to toss in your bag if you travel all the time, and plug this in at hotels or wherever there's free electricity as you're on your travels and mine some Dogecoin. Or take it to work, set it on your desk if that's totally cool, and let it sit there and mine away on their electricity. But of course, the big reason that you're going to run these is because you want to hit a Doge block, get 10,000 Doge, and make 900 bucks instantly. Now, if you do want to do that, how do you buy these? Well, that's real easy because all you gotta do is go to the links down below to Helium Deploy, where you can see a whole slew of options. Here is the Hammer Miner DC06, which is $499. This one is not shipping yet. This one delivers on April 1st, so keep that in mind because this is a brand new device, and so it's coming in limited batches from production. However, the Hammer Miner DC02, the smaller one here, is ready immediately to ship out. And as you can see here on the screen, they're running a deal right now where if you buy this one, you get a Bitaxe for free. And I think this is a super great combo. I think you should definitely consider this because 1, you get to mine Bitcoin and Dogecoin at home, but 2, it gives you 2 chances here to hit different types of blocks, a Bitcoin block or a Dogecoin block, and both of these just barely use any electricity. 25 watts here, like 17 watts here. You're talking about a couple cents or maybe $1 or $2 per month. Again, you won't even notice it on your electricity bill. Now let's talk about how to actually set this thing up if you do buy one. Sometimes they ship with the screen off and in protective bubble wrap, but they're just open contacts here that just slide into these little matching slots. It's really, really simple to do. And then all you gotta do is just plug it in, and this thing immediately comes to life. Cool little Hammer Miner logo there on the screen, full color screen, which is cool. Pretty decent sized screen too. And the fan is audible, it's not silent. You can change the fan settings though to make it a bit quieter, and I can show you some of that stuff in the settings. But even so, if you set this on a shelf away from you in a different room, you're never gonna notice this thing running. But the very next thing that happens is it's going to tell you to configure the Wi-Fi portal, and it's gonna tell you what the Wi-Fi name is for the Hammer Miner in hotspot mode to connect to. So you just hop on your computer, you find the Hammer Miner SSID, and you connect to it. And it should pop up a portal here to get all the information. And so the host name can be whatever you want this thing to be called, which I'm gonna have mine be the DC02. And then you put in your Wi-Fi SSID information. You can scan, or if you happen to know it, put in your SSID and your password, and you can leave DHCP on if you want to find its own IP and all the other information. You can go to the pool and set all that stuff right now, but I think you can do that in a minute. It's best just to get this thing on the Wi-Fi. So you hit save, successfully saved, pending restart, and then if you hit the pending restart button, are you sure you wanted to restart the device? Confirm. The device itself will reboot at this point. Now we're gonna see a new screen. It's a little hard to see here on the camera, but there's a Dogecoin image and logo there, which is pretty fun. And now the fan is slowed way down. It's incredibly quiet. I can barely hear it. Okay, and then once you get to this screen, it will tell you your IP address up here in the top right-hand corner. So I will go to that IP address. Yes, continue to the site. And here we are. I am in the Hammer Miner dashboard. And the very first thing you're gonna wanna do is go to the pool and configure that. Because as it stands, it does have default information here. And if you let this run, well, then you're mining for this other person. Right now it's mining to Mining Dutch, which is a great place to mine to if you're going to do solo mining. So over here on Mining Dutch, miningdutch.nl, and I will put a link to this down below in the description if you want to mine here. I'm also going to do a video in the near future on how to set up your own mining pool at home with your own Doge node. I'm going to do that for Bitcoin as well. But you just need to sign up and register for an account at Mining Dutch, and once you've done that, you go down here on this Get Started page to the mining setting generator. We're doing Scrypt, that's the algorithm. The region, I would suggest picking whichever region is the closest to you, because having a lower ping is in your favor. So North America for me. And they don't have the Hammer Miner listed, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Other, which is gonna let me enter the hash rate manually. It's gonna be a mega hash. This is 105 mega hash. And then once you have that, it tells you exactly what you need here. I'm gonna grab the URL. I'm gonna go back to the Hammer Miner dashboard, and we don't include the stratum part of that. It will do that automatically, and we don't include the port either. But the important part here is that you copy your username and worker name, and you can change the worker to whatever you want. So I'm gonna call it Hammer DC02, and the name doesn't matter, it's just whatever you want to show up on the mining pool as. Password is this right here, which is setting the default difficulty. And then you can, of course, do a backup pool as well. It's the same process, just choose a different pool. This is where you could put Mining Dutch and do your primary pool as the one you run on your own node or something. But all we care about right now is this primary one. We hit save, pending restart. Let's restart it. And when it reboots, and when it finally connects to the Wi-Fi and it connects to the pool, we should be mining on my mining pool. Okay, and just like that, it is now mining. I'll go back here to the dashboard so we can see it. It's currently at about 20 mega hash per second, and it just slowly ramps up. So on the device here, it's already up to 35 mega hash. It just takes a little bit of time. You can also see what your temperature is, which 37 Celsius is very, very low. Power draw and all that good stuff. You can go into settings too, and this is where you can see the settings for voltage versus frequency. If you change the work mode, where you can customize it, this is how you can overclock it. If I do select that, now I have the option to change some of those settings if I wanted to do a custom setup. And I guess the fan is set to auto. I can't actually change that myself. It's at 40% right now. And if I refresh it, it's at 83 mega hash now, still climbing on here. But what's cool about the display is it tells you what the volts are and the temperature and your current hash rate, all that good stuff. You can probably hear that fan now. Fan is at 50%. Probably swap the fan out with Noctua or something maybe, get it even quieter. So basically that's it. It's at 91 mega hash and still climbing. It should level out to right around 100, 105, somewhere in that region. But that's it. Now you just let it mine. You plug this in on your shelf or in a different room or something, and then you wait. And then hopefully at some point you wake up one day and this screen says block found, and then you check your wallet, and sure enough, there would be 10,000 Dogecoin in that wallet instantly. So really, setting this up is pretty easy, and it's gonna be the same for the bigger one, maybe even easier if you use Ethernet, not have to go through the hotspot process. But what's also easy is entering into the giveaway to win one of these Hammer Miner DC02 units. Do you wanna win one? Well, listen up. All you have to do to be entered into the giveaway is be subscribed to my channel, which if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, like, what are you doing? Come on. And then leave a comment below, down below the video, with what you think the next Dogecoin all-time high price will be. And if you do that, I'll then pick a random comment from down below to win one of these miners, straight from Helium Deploy to you. Now, the real question though is, what if you want to mine Dogecoin at home and you want to listen to music while you do it? Well, you gotta watch this video here where I cover a home Dogecoin miner that does exactly that, while looking pretty cool in the process. Goodbye.